They won this trophy in 61 and 62 and were in the final 3 times in the 60s, defeated by AC Milan, Inter Milan and then Manchester United at Wembley. Tony, the Benfica manager, I was making the point about Diamantino. They planned so much around him, practiced their free kicks and so on, and then he injured his knee ligaments in a league match recently and is out of the Benfica lineup on this their greatest night in years. PSV, who received £5 million for Ruud Gullit from AC Milan, spent it wisely, rebuilt their team, and are now taking over where once stood Ajax of Amsterdam. Ajax, who won the European Cup 3 years in a row in the early 70s. PSV in only their second European final. They won the UEFA Cup in 1978, beating Bastia of Corsica 10 years on. They're here in Stuttgart playing the Eagles of Lisbon, Benfica. Already on a balmy evening with a slight breeze to ruffle the flags, but not so much as to discommode the players, and Benfica all in red, playing right to left, get the 33rd. And one back by Linskin. Linskin fouled from behind by Rui Aguas. And Koeman, sweeper. Forward for Herrera. Well, that's obviously something that was worked out in the training fields of Eindhoven. Herrera arriving and holding back on star players didn't prevent them losing Diamantino through injury. That's Linskins. Moser with him, and the second defender, Salvador, and that's kind of arrived here. You'll be used to this camera angle in the European Championships. All from all the corners, they'll show a picture like that. There's Koeman with a shot. Goal kick. Ronald Koeman, he may play as a sweeper, but he scored 21 goals from that position for PSV. Again, the long ball played into the channel, policed by Eric Herrera. Well, there is Eusebio, the great man. Many Dutchmen around. Linskins. Finally fouled by Elzo. Koeman. Sloppy clearance. Magnussen over the top. And Herrera putting it out. The 30 minutes gone. Pacheco to take it. Moser. And Linskin's getting into trouble. Magnussen. And for the first time we've seen a goalkeeper dive. Vandenborg. Still having a go, and a shot. It proves the first that Silvino has to save. Cyril Vandenborg do just that and impose a little authority and class on this game. On Arla, keep power but not the direction in the... Well, that's better. Pacheco. Again, Herrera. Strong in the tackle. Throw in. Just watch this for a tackle. Absolutely right. Timing perfect. Clean contact with the ball. And yet he gave a free kick. On the basis that nobody remembers the loser. Nielsen committing the foul. Think of the great European Cup finals. Real Madrid and Eintracht Frankfurt, 7-3 in Glasgow, 1960. We don't speak of that only as a Real final. That's Rui Aguas, and then falling over Nielsen. But he was looking for the foul there, there's no question about that. They have the set piece. Percentage play. Pacheco with it. Sheu. free kick. In which to base an attack. Elzo with a free kick. Totally wasted. No offside here. Linsken's putting it out of play. Perez. And the overlap was played with an astonishingly poor European Cup final by the limited use of the replays that have been. Vandenborg's free kick. And headed away by Veloso. And time for no more at the end of the first half. A first half that has been singularly undistinguished. A first half ending with Veloso on the deck and injured. And a first half that neither side dominated. And so deservedly ending as it began. Decorations are concerned. But it would be nice to think that it would be won by something more exciting than what has gone before. Second half then kicked off by PSV, playing from right to left. But the logical to knocks it away. Now it's Lerbu. Well, he had nothing right about that shot, did he? Wasn't all that it might have been. Elzo. Deflected off Van Arle. Safety with Van Breukelen. And Lerbu continues. Keeps going up. Nielsen. And a foul on Nielsen. Vandenborg is there. Cool man to shoot. Vandenborg finds the early ball and he's won the corner. Vandenborg to take it. Keeps rising, keeper lost it. Let's come back to Vandenborg. And the second corner. The goalkeeper wants attention. Flags from the PSV fans who says that something might be on now. Corner once more, and this time the keeper safe. Pacheco. Tito. Vandenborg. Overlap provided by Heinze. And that was good running by the fullback. Heinze. Keith just couldn't connect with it. Lerbu sliding in. Now Vandenborg. And down it goes for Keith and Vandenborg. And the keeper saved it. And Vandenborg denied by unorthodox goalkeeping. He it was who was instrumental in the move. But what a great ball for Heinze coming in round the back here to unhinge the defence. That posed all the problems. Keith couldn't quite direct it onto the goal there. The ball then won back by Vandenborg. Now, Van Arle. A good strong run, and again a Portuguese boot goes missing as Van Arle continues forward and headed out of play by Moser. Once more, determination from the Dutch, and once more Benfica rattled. Moser heading away, headed down again for Keith. Delivered back into the danger zone, Lerbu! And somehow Nielsen just could not put it in. The old Danish one-two, well delivered back by Keith. Lerbu knocked it back at Koeman. Hilhaus has gone on a run, and Hilhaus goes down, and no penalty, but Hilhaus is still in possession. Vandenborg, just a whisker away. And as if to prove the point, again the ball delivered early from the back, this time by Koeman. Hill was after it like a hare. Now, was this a penalty? I think he was most definitely pushed there. And the referee was well positioned. The final phase of this European Cup decider. PSV Eindhoven playing as they might have been expected to. And very nearly getting the reward. But here's Van der, the substitute. And Van Breukelen beaten. With Magnussen, who might have gone sliding in, stayed in his feet, and the chance was gone. For once, the defence was beaten. Van Do's shot. Benfica might have stolen one there. Linskens, Vandenborg, and Koeman. Nielsen and Lerby. Over the top to Vandenborg. And Silvino again to the rescue. That was a classic save. A very good move by PSV. Bring us to extra time. Søren Lerby. Nielsen totally misjudged the bounce there. Van Do. Chiquinho to his left. Van Do on the run. And through the middle for Magnussen is a mile offside. Advantage played by the referee. Gerrit. Alvaro. Away by Nielsen. Elzo. And the whistle sounds to bring it to an end. An anticlimactic way for the 90 minutes to end, which means 30 more. We can only hope it improves. Back after this break. 2 periods of 15 minutes. And Benfica start the first of those, playing right to left. Gerrit. No trouble to Alvaro. Van Do. The one Teretz found wanting in the challenge. Played in towards Chiquinho, the other Brazilian. Tidied up by Nielsen. Alvaro. Then goes Magnussen, and Van Breukelen heading it outside his penalty area. Quite legitimate, of course. Koeman. Gerrit. That was for Kieft. But with him all the way went Dito. Elzo. Magnussen. Deloso. Still the fullback. And a fair old shot. Finally taking the responsibility of trying to find a way through. Deloso delivered. And still. And we're now just seeing attack after attack running up a blind alley. Or are we? Well, yes. The first 15 minutes expires. Half-time and extra time. 105 minutes played, and still neither PSV Eindhoven nor Benfica second half of extra time, second period of extra time begins. Vandenberg, eventually cleared by Dito. Accidental handball. And Pacheco away with the ball. Rolls the first challenge well inside Lerby. He'll make a meal of that. And Lerby being taken to one side and then told not to indulge in that. And in fact, the stronger talking to is to the Portuguese bench. And the game will resume after a minute's stoppage with a free kick to Benfica, taken by Veloso. Koeman in just the right place. Played for Vandenborg. And Moser got the challenge in, the ball not out of play, and Moser losing his footing. Vandenborg has it. Keith, and Janssen couldn't quite get there. The ball's out. Corner to PSV. As that's twice Keith in good positions has been unable to make the most of it. A gift of it to PSV. Keith, the striker, went out towards Koeman again. Comes out to Nielsen. Vandenborg. Koeman. And Janssen. And Lerby. And Janssen, it appeared, was unwilling to take responsibility on himself. Koeman played the ball across. That's Janssen, knocking it back to Lerby. Move forward again. Koeman. Handball against Veloso. And this one of Koeman, all the way across the Herret. Koeman forward again. There was no danger of an own goal there, but Veloso content to put it away for the corner. Keith goes up, the keeper was decisive. And it's Van der... The few that there were went straight at them. Singularly lacking in inspiration. Two teams unable to rise to the occasion. One Benfica, one suspects, not in a position to rise to the occasion, not of the quality of the opposition. Because PSV, I feel certain, had it within their gift to win this match, if only they'd applied themselves, as they nearly did then. But for 70 minutes of the first half, they were so withdrawn, held themselves back. Of a thoroughly undistinguished contest, which is going to be decided in that most undistinguished of fashions by a penalty shootout. That is, unless Sheu can work the oracle. Lerby has beaten him. He can afford to smile. The Portuguese is down and they've got their corner. All it's doing is prolonging the agony. And the referee has the ball. And that is the end. It is a penalty shootout. Mind you, don't remind John Aldrich of that. Elzo walked up with a singular act. Went on to Italy, played with Pisa and Torino there. Wasn't exactly the most successful. Though he did win Europe's Golden Boot in 1982 with 32 goals for Holland. For Ajax in Holland, rather. Has he? But he strode purposefully up to that. Now will Van Breutelen get it right? Not a chance. 2-2. There's been much more. This man is a plumber by trade. Is he going to leave a leak behind him? No. 3-2. Van Breutelen has nothing to lose. Well, if he'd stayed at his feet, he might have saved it. 3-3. When he gave himself the opportunity so to do. Vandenborg against Silvino. 3-3 it stands. Each side with 2 penalties to take. And there was a confident young man from the 11-meter mark. 11 meters equaling 12 yards. And Pacheco with one of the 2 last kicks for Benfica. If he misses this and PSV score their next one, it's all over. He didn't miss, did he? Back here with Denmark too. Later 2 weeks from now. PSV's final penalty and scoring. "26 years of age, 18 caps for Brazil, and with Benfica only since last summer, and has the opportunity of keeping them in this hunt. This to stay alive in the European Cup final." It's the substitute Anton Janssen, a PSV player only since Christmas time. Came from Fortuna Sittard. On as a second half substitute. In fact, an extra time substitute. And here he goes. As soon as you like. Or pass up the European Cup. What pressure to put him under. 3 minutes to 11, and this Portuguese fullback has all the responsibility on his shoulders. And Van Breukelen has won the European Cup for PSV. They can show their delight and their enthusiasm now, but as winners of this trophy for the very first time, and they'll look back and say, wasn't it marvellous, and weren't we the European champions? But they're a long, long way off the great teams of yore, the Bayern Munichs, the Reals and the Ajaxes. Eric Gerrits, it won't matter to him. 2'6" of European Cup. And PSV Eindhoven for the very first time